All right. Hello everybody, and it's Ludum Dare. Woo! It's really fun. Don't sound too excited, but I am. So today, this year's, or this time's theme was two incompatible genres. And yeah, so the ones that I've sort of thought up, I already have sort of an idea, is I want to have a sort of a, let's see, a click and point adventure, right? I'm gonna combine that with, well, maybe it should be EA Plus, and I'm gonna combine that with a let's see, I'm gonna combine it with a, or no, right, it's an idle game. That's what it was. So I want to combine it with an idle game. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to have the click and point adventure be a bunch of pre-made rooms. So I have like a room, so I have another room, and so on. So I basically put them in a grid, and then I open them up to each other. So basically, you know, they become like this. So then here's the camera, and sort of, no wait. So we have our camera, and our camera can sort of move depending on the connections between them. So here there might be a connection here, 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 and here. So it's going to form sort of a maze. And so then we also have rooms that are going to be like doorways from one area to the next. So the areas are going to be like, first this area, there's going to be the harder area outside of that. Then like they're going to be stacked on top. So I'm going to start with the generation algorithm, and then I'm going to sort of implement, create some rooms, and the rooms are going to be different depending on the connections that you've got. I'm going to populate this entire thing, and then I'm probably going to have sort of a pathway up, and then there are going to be like roadblocks between these sort of areas. And that's sort of the idea. So you have red, yellow, green, yellow, or blue, yellow, red, right? So it's hard, it's getting harder. Then eventually you get to this ultimate place where you want to be, and you win. And it's going to be kind of like that. And so, you know, these are going to require money, and you collect scrap across this, and so you build machines with scraps and money. And then you can and then you can find sort of machine halls where you can place your machines. So there we might have one, here we might have one, and maybe here. Not too common. Or they're not going to be too common, but yeah, and that's going to be sort of how the idle game essence of it works. And then of course your starting location is also a machine room. So then you can place machines in your machine room, and they do stuff for you. So for example, you can build. So these are going to be like, just have a model, and they're going to have sort of an output per minute and also a cost, right? You need a plus and you need a plus per second and also a minus. And that's going to be pretty much it. We'll see how long I get, and then, you know, after that I'll try and see, you know, what I can do to make it more fun. But the first thing I want to do is actually not use use Unity, because Unity I want to prototype, because prototyping is good. And so I want to use some, let's see, data E, here's my folder, there's tons of crap here, but here we have it. So, you know, I'm not trying to make commercial for this, but I find it very useful as sort of a prototyping thing. It's very hard to make big projects on it, but and no, don't update. I find that updates, at least for things like processing, usually don't do that much. Not for me anyway. So you can just make sort of make up a size, no, 640 by 480, and then we go and we get this window. So, you know, it's fairly fast with drawing things and so on. So you can draw sort of with a color. Should probably save this. Not gonna lie. Let's just save it on the desktop. Let's create a new folder. Just call it like Jam Prototyping. Okay, so we have it there, and here we just have adventure map generator. So with this, we're going to generate the adventure map. I'm kind of sick. I think you probably hear that. Anyway, so we're going to create a, do they have structs? No, they don't. So it's like based on Java, and so it's not, you know, super nice to use, but it's fairly nice to use, and I'm not super used to it, but you know, it's one of sort of okay. So we need a boolean left, so we need to sort of connect connections to all of the other rooms. So, you know, left, right, top, bottom. So there we go. That's nice. And the rooms are going to be 3D. I'm just not exactly sure how to do that. Well, I know how to do that, but I'm just not exactly. Well, I kind of am. Just ignore everything I just said. Yeah, and then also might want something like int level. And so first we might want some sort of int width. That means just call it, well, maybe underscore width or something, and we want to just define that as something. And you know, I think that the real width is going to be 2 width times, no, 2 width plus 1. That's super ugly, but I think it's just gonna be that. So as I define my array, room, array, rooms, then I can define rooms to be a new room array with 4 times width plus 1 width. No, I need to actually do that. It's too complex. It's too annoying to factor to multiply these together. I mean, not too annoying. It's just whatever. So we have our rooms. Now we just want to. What do we want to do? We want to draw. We want to draw our rooms. There we go. Float x is the half width minus the width, or maybe we just want to divide it or something. So we divide that by the width by 2 times width is 1. So we get sort of how many tiles fit in total. Or well, yeah, first we want the tile size, right? Tile size. That is going to be the minimum of what I just wrote. So it's going to be width, okay, width divided by that. And we might do something like 2f relative to 0, just to make this a float. Height divided by this. Okay, great. So now we should get a tile size. Now we can get to x, because I think that should work. Right? Not sure, but let's just put this in parentheses to make sure that everything will be alright. Okay. There we go. So now let's do some more stuff here. So we got all of those values, and now we can just loop through for int I equals 0, I is less than rooms less than I guess I'm gonna be fairly quiet because I don't want to kill my throat. That would be good. Okay. Then we just want to render them, and I'm going to assume that they're square shaped, but that is not necessarily the case. And we'll have to make sure that that is a thing eventually, but for now at least. So we're going to fill depending on its level, but for now let's just fill it with some other color than the background. Let's say no stroke. Don't worry about efficiency right now. I can add the index here. X plus, let's see, tile size times tile size times I, y plus tile size times I, and tile size, and actually actually I want stroke 0, 0, 0. And I might as well put the stroke there. Now this is in fact going to change over time, so that doesn't have to do anything. And let's make this have an expected pattern. Found that. Okay, we got something. I don't know what we got, but something we got. And that's because we need to multiply this by j. Okay, I mean it kind of worked, but not really. Not really, no. We're a bit off for the y. Or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Now we don't need to make it this big right now. Let's just make it 10 by 10. Let's see. Okay. So now we need to figure out how to make this hierarchy that I wanted. So first of all, we want to generate a maze, but we only want to generate it from the center, and we want to generate it sort of okay. I want to generate it from the center, but we need some sort of boundary around it. So how is that going to work? And then of course, as I go here, for instance, and let's say the boundary is here, then I might have a door here, and then I might initiate the second generation process where I can generate all the other things. Oh, I think I know how to do this. So first I need to generate the level and not define it as 0. So first of all these rooms are not defined. So I need to define them. So how do I do that? Well, it's not that hard. Rooms I equals a new room. And we need to also add an initializer. Where this dot level equals level, left equals false, right equals false, top equals false, bottom equals false, and also Boolean explored. Explored equals false. Now the explored is going to be a nice variable to have, I think, because that way I can sort of, if I want a minimap, I can make sure that I only render the explored ones, but that the unexplored ones remain unrendered, and so the explored one will help a lot, hopefully. So all we need is the level, and you know, you might just set it to 0 for now, but later I'll have to come up with a better way, an algorithm for setting it up. So So, I feel like, wait. Oh no, oh my god, oh. Been recording for 20 minutes, I've been showing the I'll be right back screen all this time. That's called quality content, people. Quality content. Right. Anyway, let's make some colors. The level colors. And the level colors we're just going to define immediately. Why are you complaining? Oh, maybe I need a new keyword. Error on int. Why are I... Oh, I need an int array, I think. Are you happy now? Did you just say color? Okay, that looks nice. So we need 255 and might basically just want some colors. So now it's going to be our green, blue, red. I think this is yellow. I'm not sure though, but let's just do that. So now instead of filling that, we fill level colors rooms at index dot level. There we go. It has some bad autocomplete stuff. Not great. Okay, so it still looks the same. However, now we can make this dependent on I. So let's make it like I divided by 40. Yes. Let's see. Well, I mean, it feels like it should have crashed because I didn't think about it, but it didn't. But it didn't do anything either. It just kind of gave up. And now apparently the debug was busy. What is the debugger doing? Debug, disable debugger. Yes, I don't want the debugger. Okay. Int level equals 0. Level plus plus, and level equals level larger than 2. Then it's 0, otherwise it's level. Okay, then we're just passing the level. So now it should be, yes, that is pretty nice. So at the moment, this of course isn't the layout that I want, but at least we have sort of 3 levels, and also the colors are wrong. But that's easily fixed. I just need to find the correct colors for this. There we go. And we have what we want. Green, yellow, red. And yeah. feels about right. Let's try and make it sort of spirally now. And maybe I should make it in like circular sections. That might look cool. So I might have something like float. Do they have key value pairs? Key value pair. No. I don't like that. Apparently they don't have key value pairs, and that is sad. Not happy. Let's do a float array then. Called level radii equals a new float array. And here we're going to define some radii. So we want something like 4, 6, 10. And now when we generate, we want to find the level radii that were inside. So to do this, I'm not exactly sure how, but that should be fixed. Should find out. So here we have the same sort of int index, and this of course, and less than height and width. Well, I should also define those. And okay, so now we say rooms at index. Let's let's find the int level for level less than level radii level plus plus dot length if distance between, well, I should just do the normal one, so it should be I minus so the center is always width plus 1, so you should subtract the center, and we should obviously just have a function float sqr dist x1 y1 x2 y2, going to return 1 times x1 minus x2 times x1 minus x2 plus y1 minus y2 times y1 minus y2. And this is obviously going to be the squared distance. Why am I missing a right curly bracket int does not match with boolean. Oh, I think I know what's wrong. It's just that we want that, and then we want, of course, to say square dist between ij and width +1, height +1, that is less than or equal to level radii at the index at the level that we're at, and we break out of the loop. And then of course we say rooms index new room with the level. Let's try that. Why are you missing right curly bracket? There are just the right amount. Right, you're not happy about me, right? I don't. What are you doing, man? It's lined up with this one. You say it yourself. Make up your mind, man. Let's try and open it again. Beautiful drawing, right? Let's just find it here. Should be jam prototyping. So there we have it. And now, no, still error. What's going on? Because I'm clearly not missing a right curly bracket. That's not the issue here. I don't think. Right. Why would I be missing a right curly bracket? Where possibly could it be? Right, all of these ones are matched up. It doesn't look like an issue. Right. Not to me. What's going on? Right, it always... Now it says it's missing one. Now it's saying there's too many. Make up your mind. What? What is this? What are you doing, man? Stop. This is why I don't make simple error messages, because if they're wrong, there's no way to know what is wrong with your code. Right. So what is wrong? Do you actually not like this one? Well, you obviously do, because you're not complaining at it. And here I have level radii at the level. This one obviously gives me a float. Everything should be fine. So what do you want, man? Why are you complaining? New room, that's correct. Right, if I put this code away, are you happy then? No, you're not happy. You are still mad. What is going on, man? Still not missing anything. If I remove like this code, you're still missing it. What is going on? If I remove all this code, right? Make sure press Ctrl X. Okay, now there's no problem. Where is the problem, man? Give me a break. Still missing. Still missing. Great. I mean, just what is this? Why are you missing that? Where does that issue come from? Because even if I add one, it still says it's missing something. And I add one more, and it says there's too many. What in the world? I presume I have made some other mistake. But you know, now it's just gonna say... It's gonna be perfectly happy. Oh man, I'm pissed. Doesn't care about any other error, it just says, oh, you're missing that. Get out of here. If I remove this entire setup, are you happy? No. If I remove this entire section, are you happy? No, you're not. If I remove this, are you happy? Kind of. But it is a function, and I am clearly having the... Wait. Is that the issue? But why did you say it was missing a right curly bracket? That does not make sense, okay? It's error checking system. Weird. Really weird. And array index out of bounds exception. I guess their level was just too big. But that makes sense. I mean, so there we go. Level. Okay, as you can see, it sort of works. Not super well though, because only green and red shows up. And also, I think I have an issue. I need to take this and square it. 'Cause otherwise they're not the same. Let's try that. Okay, now it looks alright. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Then of course anything outside is going to be sort of the same thing. Now maybe I should just do that, which will mean that everything outside is just red. Then this one might want some beginning. Okay, let's make a bit of a bigger map and see just if this works consistently. And then I'll start to sort of yeah, that looks fairly neat, right? I think it does. We might want to add one more level, which is like the black level, the black sheep. That's basically not anyone's level. You can't get there just there because of reasons. I mean, that looks fine. Now I just need to add the connections, but that I might do in Unity, because now I'm out because of that error checking issue. Anyway, let's make a new project in Unity. New Ludum Dare. Let's just make it some nice name. Money Builder. But let's call it that. Well, what should it be called? That is the question. Something with, because it's a point and click adventure, right? And it's combined with an idle game, so you get money. So I guess it should be called Maze Engineer or something. There we go. That's what it's called now, officially. And so, you know, I want to create puzzles where you sort of, so in some rooms you can get certain items like keys and things like that. And then in other rooms you can use them to get scrap, which you can use together with money to build machines, and machines gather money so that you can unlock doors that you can use to get from one level to the next level. That's sort of the thing. Skip new version. Yes, okay. So how do we go about generating this? So I think I want some sort of controller. Some sort of controller, right? And I want to make some rooms first of all. So I want to make some sort of representation of a room. And to make a representation of a room, we have this little dude where we can make our room. Now, I'm not exactly sure how we'll make rooms, but I'm pretty sure that I want to have them sort of as this, so as like a box that we can of course attach some stuff here in the corners as well. So this specific one, I think I want to be like the template for all others. So it's going to have sort of a floor that's open so that you can sort of get into the next room below, and also a hole in the ceiling so you can get up to the next floor as well. So that's sort of the plan here. Let's just see here if I can make this a bit better. So here, wait, are there 2 layers there? Didn't realize. So that is, let's see, it's x1 said 0. Okay, so this is y, this is x. Okay, so it's actually x3 y23. This is x1 y22. So that is sort of the actual position. So I'd have something like 2y12, y25, 12, 25, and then here I might want x5, x6, obviously. So you want x5, x6, and so now I'm just going to sort of open it up. Okay, there we go. That looks all right to me. Let's go inside here. Nice little cozy area. And there we go. So now I have sort of an area. I think it's a bit too small, to be honest, but we don't need to polish it. It's like crazy. And I might want some sort of nice looking appearances. And I want a ladder. So there we go. So we have some, you know, some stuff here, so we can place some objects, and this is going to be like the template, I guess, for rooms. And then we just remove some stuff when we want to. I also want some sort of gateways here. So, you know, that looks all right, I think. So you know, you're gonna look at it like this all the time, but then you know, it becomes like this nice view. And you also will have sort of there will be borders so that you can't see into another room. You know, so it's going to be like this, and then, you know, there's going to be black borders, but you can also sort of see through the doors to the other rooms, which is going to be nice. However, I want to just figure out where to place the holes. So here it's X17 Z19, X17 Z19. There we go. And yeah, so you who are watching this, what do you think of the idea of having a click and point adventure combined with an idle game? What do you think of that idea? Because that's the one that I'm going for. Probably not gonna change it now, but I just want to know what you think. 31 and Z19. 31 Z19. There we go. We have 29 Z20 and 19. Oh god, this is really bad. Let's see. Okay, so it's basically just there. And then we have 26, 22. And I want to make all the doors symmetrical so that they always sort of fit together in the rooms. And don't I have an erase on? Yes, I do. Okay. So yeah, I think that looks fine. And of course later when, you know, I want to add more things to the game, I'm probably going to add some more sort of polish to this design, but and also, you know, add more variation. But I think this will probably do. I'm also going to add a little torch just for good measure, so they can add like a light source to the room, because it would be bad if I couldn't. Do I have some sort of brownish color? Erase paint. So that's like complete black. Yuck, that looks disgusting. Okay, there we go, that's a bit nicer. Okay, you know that I'm still gonna have to do tons of variation on this, but let's export it. Let's save it. I mean, save as. And it's going to be on the desktop and on the, let's see, jam prototyping. Here I want rooms. It's going to be for connection default room, template room. And that is going to be what I'm going to use in Unity. So I'm going to have to sort of move or copy that to the Unity folder, and that should be over here in the Unity thing. Yes, here we go. And then we have Maze Engineer. I want to add some models, well, rooms. Well, that's not that's not a template room. We need an OBJ at the Unity place. I should also store sort of a, I guess, a link to this place somewhere. Do I have like notepad? Yes, I do. Let's just store that right there. And I'm going to have it sort of stashed, I guess. However, I'd rather not have it stashed on the place. Okay, there we go. So now in the assets we have the rooms and we have our 4 connections model, which is absolutely giant right now. I want to make it small, don't worry, but I want to make, or well, let's rename this to models, because I want, okay. To models. Is that because this place? Okay, so now I also just want to, okay, there we go. And now let's see here. Now we want to create some rooms, and the rooms are actually going to be other things. I'm just going to try this first. Scale factor. So the scale factor should be 1 in 32. And now we have a cute little object. Super cute. Maybe a bit small though, so maybe I should just make them huge. Just do that and let's add it. And yes, okay. So now delete that. Let's duplicate it, and we can of course move it over. So this should be perfectly fine way to make this work. However, of course, I need some light sources, and no directional light for me. So let's take a look at how the light sources are going to look. So let's make the here. Let's add a light and a point light, and we're going to move it into the torch. We're going to make its color yellow, and it's going to have a really big range. So now if you look at that, well, not that big of a range. That's not necessary. 50. Yeah. That makes it kind of nice and moody. The main camera though, let's make sure that it's rotated correctly. Right. So like a weird aspect ratio here. Let's make its field of view a bit shorter. Like that. Okay, that looks awesome, I think. Right, so you can see the entire room and it sort of looks kind of nice. And then of course we could do something like a particle emitter and stuff like that. So let's create prefab. No, I probably shouldn't do this, but let's do it anyway. So let's add some effects and a particle system. Haven't actually used these before, but I mean, how hard could it be? So the start color should be yellow. And color over lifetime. Duration. Let's also make the particle system rotated upwards. Also, the particle system's range is a bit much. Maybe like 1. No, 5. But then, of course, we want start lifetime is like 2. Okay. That looks pretty good. And then we might make the speed smaller. Duration a bit longer. Like 50. So this is going to be in the thing, and it's going to be called Torchlight. So that wasn't too bad. Okay, so now we got some cool stuff, and now in rooms we're obviously going to create this. So now we delete all the other rooms, and so we can sort of instantiate a new prefab here. Why is the prefab so much bigger now? It's not. It's just positioned in a weird place. So really this one should be at 0, 0, 0. So this should be at 31. No, 0, 32. No, 0, 32. 32. 64 maybe. No. What is the scale of these things? 40. Does that look about right? Yes. So it should be 39. So that the walls sort of combine. This way, the camera, we can also put it at 0, 0, 0, but then we move it back and move it up 20. So this way we get a perfectly fine aligned camera. Okay, that should be all right. So as you can see here, at this place, we can now see sort of the neighboring room and so on. So that's pretty cool. Let's start generating some rooms. And, you know, automatically generate them, because that is handy to have. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll have to do some sort of management of how to move between rooms. that might be interesting. Anyway, let's create a new empty called the game controller, located at 000. And so the game controller is going to, not sure exactly what it's going to do. It's going to do something. Yeah, I know what it's going to do. It's going to have a script. Well, it should be scripts, plural. And so we should have the game controller script. And so here we want to generate the world using the same sort of principles I used before. So first we need some sort of prefabs and so on. So we need some game object array called the sort of, this is going to be the for let's see, all bindings rooms. Or well, maybe I should call them TTTT. So this is for well, maybe I should just call it XXXX, because then when I want to create another, then I can just say it's that. And so we're missing some sort of connection with it. And so we want to have all the connections, so there's going to be 8 different sort of room types. Right, so there's going to be that, there's going to be that, there's going to be that, 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 that. No, not 8. Are there literally 16 rooms? I don't believe that. No, there literally are going to be 16 different rooms. that's pretty much that's quite a lot, to be fair. But you know, what can you do? What can you do? Maybe I should just have all the rooms, and then I should have just some default logic to sort of cut off connections. Like if I have my room here, and then I want to not be able to go to the right, I just place a 3D object and the cube, and I place that over here with a certain scale. So I just place it over the plane. So it should be, you know, 40 by 40. It should be at sort of -20 to fit perfectly. And it should also be at 20 in that direction. So that sort of fits there. That blocks off the door. Obviously, for some reason, it doesn't really like that. It needs a bit bigger. Right, -19.56. Maybe just -19.5. Yeah, that makes sense. But that would be there. Of course, then it looks like crap. So maybe 501. And also, obviously, we want some better colors. But you know, that's sort of alright. And we can do this. We can do that for all 3 places. Up here, 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 and here. But that should work. Cool. Oh wait, making game unity. damn it, this is Ludum Dare 41. And it's gaming, and it's Ludum Dare. There we go. That should hopefully work. Right, okay. So, now let's see what I can do here. This one should be really at 0, 0, 0. Okay, so, you know, let's just remove that. And we want to add the script that we just made, and we want to have the rooms, and we want to add one room, because we got one room. That is the for connection template room. And why does it have a let's just call it template room, because all rooms should have 4 connections now because of time limit. Okay, good. So now the game controller we also want public int width, and let's like initialize it to 10. Then we want some game object array for, well, this should be called room prefabs, and this should really be the rooms. So here we want to initialize our rooms, so rooms was a new game object array with width times height. And width should really be 11 to make sure that we can get a point in the center. Rooms I equals instantiate room prefabs 0 at new vector 3, and we probably want this to be just height and let's make this J. So the new vector 3 at the I times 31, j times 31, and 0. Quaternion dot identity. There we go. Okay, let's try that. So we've got our game controller and we have our room prefab. Let's make one element, the template room. Let's see if this works. And indeed it sort of does, not really though. So I'll have to sort of find out why. First of all, it should be 13.9. I think I have okay, so it is said and then also it should be 13.9. So now we should get a nice sort of even distribute. What? No, that's not correct either. It looks kind of cool, but not really. and you know, FPS is alright, not great. Could be better. Definitely. And also the walls look really bad, so let's fix that as well. So let's make it 0.1 here. And just to make sure that the walls don't look really bad. Okay. There we go. And now it looks nice. Now we have all of these. Now the only problem is that they are not stacked. They are in fact back to back. If that's the correct analogy for it. Okay. Yay! There we go. Massive sort of room plan. It's just hundreds of identical rooms all in one single place. Alright, that's fairly cool, I think. Let's try some more. Trying to make this a game. So now we need a struct for controlling our rooms. So we need a room here, and in a room we want a boolean connect right. Let's just make it right, left, top, bottom, and also the int level. So the level is basically just how many sort of doors you have to pass to get there. It's not too complicated. Okay, so we just want to make a public room. We pass in the level and also want to make all of these public. This dot level equals level, right equals false, left equals false, top equals false, bottom equals false. So now we might also want a game object called visual. Basically the visual representation of the object. And so we can make these a room array, and now we say it's a new room with the level 0 and the game object thing. Okay. So let's do some player control. So how do you do? Because now we got some basic data structure for the rooms done. So we need some sort of way to go through the rooms, because I don't want to have this sort of stage for infinity all the time. So we need some sort of public integer camera pose. And so we also want a public room camera room equals camera room. So here we just say camera room equals rooms camera plus x plus camera plus y times width. Okay. So that should be okay. So let's see here. We don't need an update function in the game controller, at least not right now. Let's make another sort of script for the camera controller. No, not the folder. Delete. Create C# script, the camera controller. Okay, so we want some functions. So we want, of course, to have a public game controller. Controller. And so basically we just want to have some public functions here. Public void update position. And so all we do is say controller dot camera room dot visual, and this is a game object called the following. So we want to follow the visual of the room. Okay, right, now I can save. So we want to just say transform dot position equals a new vector 3 transform dot position dot x following dot y following dot z dot the transform dot position dot we want to transform, so we can get the transform here. That's going to be a bit nicer. Well, maybe just vector 3. Then we can just say transform dot position. So now we don't need any of that, we just need the following. Okay. And that should work. Let's have some more stuff as well. So move camera, and we want in the game controller public void update camera room. And so all we do is just do this. And so here we just say update camera room. So in the move camera we have int delta x, int delta y. So just say controller dot camera plus x plus equals delta x, controller dot camera plus y plus equals delta y, controller dot camera plus controller dot update camera room, and then update position. Okay, so that should be fine. And then here we just want to update the position immediately. And this should be the awake function, because in the awake we don't need any other things. But since we need something from the game controller in the start function, we want to have this in the awake. That's basically it. Okay, so the camera now is going to have the camera controller. Add that component, and we also need the controller, which is just going to be the game controller. And so now, if we run this, hopefully, yes, the camera is pointing at this room. However, obviously, we need to. Its position is a bit weird, because if we look at this template room clone, its position is defined on a weird spot. Its position is 00391 as said. Right, wait. Okay, so this is the 000. And you know, this one is probably not the... Well, is the game controller at 00? Yes. Yes, it is. But that's over here. Okay. I have no idea what is going on here. But whatever. So, you know, it's... Where's the camera? The camera's over there. Oh, everyone's doing different things, but I think that really, that's fine. Don't mind the camera doing weird stuff. Camera can do whatever it feels like doing. Just that the camera position, we should add following it.y plus 19. No, 39 divided by 2, so 20. Or well, 19.5f. Okay, there we go. That should be nice. Yes, okay. So now the camera is perfectly aligned with the room. So now let's create some UI to facilitate the camera. And also, maybe I can get some transparent stuff here. Oh, right, we need it to be here. This. Yes. The transform list. Just that. Okay. Okay, good. Now we don't have that many objects all over the place. Nice. Thank you very much. And you know, I think this is a pretty decently sized world for the game. I mean, 100 places is kind of a lot. Maybe I want to make it a little bit bigger and also sort of effectivize rendering. But that is later. That is for later. Yes. Alright. Okay. So I want some UI. And I want a button. Right? That's what we want. The button is way off. And the button... Let's do this while we are running. Because I want to sort of find the camera first. And here we have that room. I mean, that's pretty much perfect. Yes. Okay. So it's not really going to get better than that, you know. I guess we could make some sort of scrolling so that you can sort of I think it might be cool if the room sort of waved up and down a little bit. I don't know though. Maybe you're down at the floor. Down to earth. Basically. But let's make some UI in here. Let's make a canvas. And the canvas is going to be a world space canvas. And it's going to have the event camera be this one. So this canvas, where is it? It's over there. It should be placed at 000 for the moment. And then we're gonna move it. We're gonna rotate it. No, not really. Okay. So it's going to be on the door that we're currently looking at. So it's going to be really tiny. 50 by like 40 by 40 is the size, I think. No. 20 by 30 or something. Something along those lines. Maybe height should be a little bit smaller. Now this is, I wouldn't recommend you do this, you know, because it's a bad idea to make a game like this, you know, just hard code all the values. But this is Ludum Dare, and I don't have time to worry about such petty things like nice code and so on. I should also make the width a tiny bit smaller. No, 17, 16, 15. Okay, and then like 20, 21. Okay, that fits perfectly. Okay, now I'm happy with that. Let's. So now if I copy that. And I paste it onto the camera, it should fit right in the door. And now it's over there. Why are you over there, my friend? Come back. Okay, but it was just focus. It just ran away, I guess. Copy component, paste component values. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And so if I move the camera, I want the main camera, and I move the camera. Oh, whoops. Then the camera will also move. So let's make a button on this camera, on this thing, UI button, and it's going to be 0011. There's going to be 00000. So if we look at the main camera, you can see we have a button here called B, apparently. However, I want it to be completely transparent. So if I take a look at the button, the canvas renderer has to be there apparently. The image I don't want to be there, so remove component. Okay. So button script on click. We want to say none objects. We want main camera. No function. Camera controller. Move update position. Move camera. Where is the move camera here? Do I even have that? Yes, there should be a move camera. Move. Okay. Do you know if there's like some sort of move? Why I can't see the move camera thing? Is it because maybe I need some sort of move right and stuff like that? Move right. Well, move left is what I need right now. And then all that does is just move camera. -1, 0. Maybe. 3. Move left, move right. move up. Move down. But then of course I also want to make sure, well, I wanted to make sure that of that later, but I want to make sure that there's actually a connection between the two. And for now, let's take a look here. And I cannot move left. And that's because the button doesn't have a move left yet. Camera controller, move left. Here we go. So when we move left, it should crash. That's not great. Let's make sure that the camera actually is at a sort of reasonable location, so that we don't have a crash when trying to move it. And still doesn't do anything. Camera, let's see. So for some reason, let's do a debug log here. Log moving left. Which should happen, but it does not. So for some reason the button doesn't like my let's see why. Why is that? So our canvas. Graphic recaster. Doesn't do anything. That is super strange. Do any of you guys know what's wrong? Because I don't. It is in fact interactable without an image. You know, so an image, it shouldn't change anything. And it does not. This is strange. I mean, it feels like it should be more reliable than that. Let's remove runtime only and let's take editor and runtime. So apparently it never ever clicks. which is really strange, considering that there's like it shouldn't be like this. It should work, I think. Ignore reversed graphics. So that the issue? Doesn't look like it. And also the camera doesn't, even though the camera should be so array index out of range. Oh, that was the issue. It does in fact move left. So the index out of range is the problem, and it seems like camera was not X. So I don't know why it doesn't put it at the right spot. Oh, I think I know, because it's not set here. It's just the default. Okay. So now the camera, for some reason, is all the way over here, which it shouldn't be. But it is. Reduce reference not set to an instance of an object. Times width. I mean, that should be okay. 36, and that looks all right. What is the total number? So it's 121, right? So I mean, no problem should be there. Why is there a problem? Why is there a problem? I have no idea. Yeah. Oh, rooms index, not I. That's the problem. Okay. So we move down, which is an issue because we shouldn't move that down. We should move right, but who cares? Let's just make it work and sort of just deal with it. bad code, no issue here. Now we go to the right. So almost correct. So now we move to the left. Oh, that is strange. Okay. Let's solve this. Because there is easy way to solve this and there is hard way. But I think easy way will be the win way. The way to win and stuff. So the reason that we're having issues isn't because of bad code. It is because of the fact that the model is not matching up with reality. Or kind of, that's the most cool way to put it. Basically, the model is rotated the wrong direction, and so I just did a bunch of stuff and I didn't realize that, and so I just messed around with the code to fix that. But really, I should just rotate the model. So now, as you can see, it's not good. This isn't how it should be. Definitely not. Not in 100 years that this is sort of how it should be, right? There's no way. But as you can see now, the X value and the Y value actually seem to correspond to where they are, and that is good. So now we just need to make this test room and rotate it, or the template room, rotate it 90 degrees. No, not that 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Let's try that. Okay, that didn't help. Okay. So we need to make it maybe minus 90. Let's apply that. Let's try this. No, they're rotated. Oh. Oh. I know what the issue is. I'm setting quaternion.identity. So really, room prefabs 0 dot transform dot rotation. There we go. That should help. And indeed, we get the correct sort of plane. And now we just need to fix the camera to rotate it. So we need to remove that rotation, and we need to sort of change the code a little bit. So instead of saying that, we just say following.x and transform.position.z is what we're going to keep. And now it's at the correct spot. It's just a bit far in. And there we go. Now we're back for the okay. So now we're back for where we were. However, now it moves like it should move. And that's perfect. Now let's add the more movement to our camera. So our first canvas, we should duplicate it, and we shall rotate it 180 degrees, and we shall put its position at 20. Oh, well, 19.5. And now we have another button. Still, it takes us to the same space. So the button that we have here should really be a move right. Camera controller, move right. And as you can see, we now move to the right. And also the button should have, let's see, we don't want any sort of text on it, but doesn't seem to have a way to disable text. So if I remove the canvas renderer, how do I remove that? Because the button doesn't have any more sort of text way to give it text. Image. No. Maybe it's like this one. The name of it is what's causing the weirdness. But it doesn't look like it. Right, so Unity invisible button. Okay, I think I found something to make buttons invisible. text object. Yes, I think that's gone. Right, if I add a text. Yeah. So let's just create a C# script called touchable. Yes, why not? And then just going to move this there. Okay, there we go. Let's make that a touchable then. Okay. Let's see. No, not invisible. Okay, well, I don't know why that happens. Delete the buttons and let's create a button. See what happens. So, yeah. Apparently, what if I do none? Also, I cannot change the text on the button. So that is very strange indeed. Wait, now that's invisible. Oh, because there's no button there. Okay. Let's see. Can I make this touchable? Yes, indeed I can, but that doesn't make sense. Oh! Oh, okay. Right. Just need to delete text. And the renderer. Remove component. Now I just want to add the main camera and move left. And here I want to add the main camera. Main camera, move right. Okay. So now, this is gonna be nice. Now we just move here. And you know, at the moment you can't see a difference because... And it doesn't work. Of course. Thanks for making it not work. It feels good. Awesome. Let's take a look at the rotation of them. Are they rotated the wrong way? Might be it. No. I mean, the button is there, and it is supposed to move the camera to the left. However, I never do. So why is that? I don't know. Is it because we need some sort of... let's add a touchable here. So if we just put it here, maybe it will work. Let's see. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. Thanks, Google, for that. Saved me. Duplicate. Let's go. Let's rotate this 90 degrees. Once again. Make this thing work. Now we want to copy this component. I want to put it on the camera. And this thing, the button, is going to move up. No, camera controller, move up. Let's see how that works. Yes, however, the move up thing moves down. That's not preferable, so let's do that. First of all. Okay. So now we can move up, we can move left, right. Now it's just down that's missing. And down should be no problem at all. Should just be able to duplicate this and move it down. So rotate it. No, wait. Rotate it and put it down. -20. Or something like that. So now take a look at the main camera here, we can move down. Okay, right. We also need to actually say that that is moving down. Move down. Okay. And then I also want some better routines for moving down, but I'll discuss that later. Okay. Now we need some better control here. So we want a vector 3 target position. And we also want a public float speed. And let's put it on 0.1f for now. And public float min, let's go the snap dist, I guess. And that's at 0.1f as well. And then also have another public float called, let's see, no, this is just a private bool called at target equals true or equals false by default. So what we're gonna do is in move camera, we're gonna say if at target, we can update the target. And so now we say target position equals that. No, wait, no. Target position equals this new thing. And then we say at target equals false. So at update, with update, we say if not at target. So if we're not at the target, I want to say transform.position equals vector 3.lerp between the transform.position target position and t is the snap, is the speed times time.delta time. So at this case, speed will be a bit faster, so maybe like 6. So it'll take 1/6 of a second, well, maybe 1/4 to go there. And now if vector 3.distance between transform.position and target position is less than or equal to snap dist, we say transform.position equals target position, and then at target equals true. Okay, what does this do? Let's try it out. So hopefully it will make it smooth, basically smoothly go between rooms. And indeed, this is what happens. And also I cannot sort of move back immediately. Now it's a bit slow, so I should probably make it a bit faster. But yeah, I like this. This is cool. It allows you to move between rooms nice and neatly. Okay, yeah, it looks much better now. Now you actually see that you move between rooms and not just snap there. Cool. Now, of course, we want to increase the speed. Something like 10, because that speed. Now let's just call this game. So, now the speed is much faster and we can, of course, move between rooms much better. And I might also increase the snap distance to something like 0.2, just because this way, you know, it will be a bit sort of finicky whether or not you're able to move there. Maybe the snap dist should really be what's called the, maybe I should make it called, well, yeah, snap dist should be fairly small. And then I should have sort of next move. Next move min dist 4f, maybe like 1f, and then bool can move equals false. So here, of course, can move equals true, but really what I want to say is float this dist equals that, and you know, if dist is less than snap dist, we do that. Now also if dist is less than or equal to the next move min dist, kind of a lot of stuff, can move equals true, else can move equals false. Okay, so here we really say if can move, and here of course can move equals false. Probably, well, I don't have to set that, I can just use this logic. Okay, so we got our new values. So let's make this even smaller. But so what this will do is will make it nice and smooth, but I can move before it's completely done doing stuff. So for example, here I can move fairly neatly, and also that was a crazy long distance, but yeah, I can move now fairly nicely. Now this thing is very tight, so I need to sort of increase the size of this model here, sort of the roof section. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with that, with this, how it is so far. So what to do next? So now we've got our rooms. You can move around in the rooms, and so now I guess I should start work on, or begin work on the building system, basically money. So in the game controller, we want to have a public int coins, and we start with 0 coins, and we also want a public int scraps equals 0, and so I want to make some visuals of those. So we want to have some public methods, public void and really I want to make these private. Right, I want to have some public int coins, but I only want a getter. So basically I only want you to get the coins, not to set them. And this is because I don't want you to basically get or set coins without, well, I mean, I guess I could do that. So I don't want you to be able to set or get coins. Coins equals value. What is the error? Get or set access or expected. Okay, let's do that, I guess. So let's do that, but the same thing for scraps. Scraps. However, now I can add some code here to make sure that we update the values. So here we want to have some public text. No, there should be some UI.GUI.text, GUI element.text. Now let's take a look here. Unity GUI text. GUI text, Unity 5. GUI text. Text. And this is going to be an array for the coin displays. Public GUI text scrap displays. Text. UI.text. Using Unity engine.ui. Yes, okay. So now I have text. Okay, good. So we want to say for int I equals 0 is listed coin displays dot length plus plus, and then we say coin displays I dot text equals coins dot to equals value dot to string, and the same thing here. Over here we have scrap display. Okay, let's try this out. So let's make a new sort of UI thing. And this is going to be a canvas. And this is going to be the screen canvas. And we're going to add a button, well, a text. Well, maybe we want to add a panel, UI panel. And this panel is going to be at 0, 0, 0, 0, but I want it to be like 0 0.2, 0 0.4 or something, and then I just want 0, 0, 0, 0. Right. Or this should be 0 0.4, and this should be 1. No, what am I doing here? I don't know. I'm doing something. Okay, that looks relatively nice. Let's try to move this up a bit. Don't you dare snap on me, Unity. And I want maybe, yeah, I want a bit of a wider thing. So let's do it like 0.3. Okay, that looks good. Now I also want some indent here, just to make it nice and sort of neat. And let's add some text. Let's call this info panel, or maybe status panel. And here we want to add some text. And so here we want to have a text which is going to be called scrap, or well, coins. And the coins text is going to be located at the, so it's going to be at 0.25, 0.2, 0.25, 0.2, 0, 0, 0. Oh, what's going on here? This is not working too great, I've gotta say. Well, I think it's too small, really, so maybe like 0.1. and then I want, well, 0.05. No, 0, 0.5, 0, 0.5, and then you just want some 0, 0, 0, 0. This should really be 1, 0.5. Okay, so it doesn't like that. Let's do 1.5. What are you complaining about, sir? Okay, now it's happy. So we have coins, and we also want to have some indent, because indent is always good to have. I want to make it a little bit bigger, maybe. Okay, there we go. So we want to duplicate it. I want to duplicate this text, and we call this a coin. Scraps. And I want to make this called scraps. And it's going to be at 0.5, 0, 0, 0. There we go. Okay. So coins and scraps. And then we also want to add this, and this is going to be called coin val, and it's going to be at 0.51, and it's not going to have anything. It's going to have a, and then scraps, we also want that, so we want it to be at 0.51. I want it to have a dash, because it's going to be overwritten anyway, eventually. Well, let's make the, no, let's do that. Okay. So now we have the main camera. Well, yeah. So we have our game controller, and we have our coin displays. We want to add one, which is going to be the coin val. The scrap displays, I'm going to add one. It's going to be the scrap val. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to add one more thing to this canvas, and I'm just going to make it a button. Right, it's not going to be a fancy button, it's just going to be a button. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the text here to be like add coin. And on the button, what we're going to do, we're just going to the game controller int coins 1. And as you can see, we get 1 coin. Cool. Okay, that seems to be working. That's really good. Let's Unity file clickable game objects. So I want to find things that you can. Okay. Okay, so I want to add a prefab. I just read some stuff, you know, about how things work, so that I can do it. So I don't need this button anymore. Let's try and make some more prefabs. So let's make a coin. So for now, let's make one, because I need some models. Let's make another model, and let's see, can I make it smaller? So let's see, 8 by 8 by 4 by 8 by 4. 484. Okay, there we go. So we have sort of a 484 cube. Okay, it seems to be alright. So from this, I'm going to make a coin. Well, maybe I should make it something like 8 there. Okay. So I want to attach some material, because I like erasing material. It's much nicer for me, at least. And yeah, so how am I going to make this coin work? Let's see here. I'm having some trouble because Y isn't up. It's annoying me. Anyway, let's make a coin. Well, I don't want a coin, actually. I don't want a coin model. I want a scrap model, because scraps are what you collect in the world. So how are scraps going to look? Well, it's gotta look like scrappy. So I mean, maybe just make some holes in a thing and it'll look like scrap. Yeah, that looks about right. And then I want a couple of different models, and you know, all of them do give you different amounts of scrap. So this is going to be like a small amount of scrap, then might make like an iron bar or something. Right, I'm happy I got this, because now I can just like do that. And yeah, so this is called scrap, small scrap. Okay, now let's just save this as, and here we just want desktop and jam prototyping, and here I just want some scrap, small scrap. Okay, let's make a bigger one. So let's make a new, let's see, okay, new. There we go, and we want this one to be very long. So like 6 by 15 by 6. Something like this. So fairly long. I think it's a bit too short. Okay, so we want to attach some material to the both ends. Okay, so if I erase here, this is going to become like an iron bar, which is like a kind of scrap, you know? Going to be, I want some diversity at least, so this is going to be like a medium scrap. So iron bar. Looks like a way, like a weight for exercise. That's not really what I intended, but I mean, sure. Let's just make some patterns and make it a bit broken so that it actually looks like scrap. Okay, now let's export it as a crazy thing. So this is going to be like a medium scrap. And we're also going to save it as a medium scrap. Okay, now let's open this up. Let's look in the models. So we got our medium scrap and small scrap. So let's take our medium scrap first and sort of make it like it should be. So first of all, I want to add a scrap collection. So I want to have a script called a scrap piece. Oh, it's just going to be called scrap. And basically it's going to be fairly simple. All we want it to have is we want it to have, let's see, just a public Onmousedown. Then we want to say just pub function, so just void Onmousedown, I suppose. And I also want a public int amount, and it's going to default to 1. And so on Onmousedown, we want to have a sort of singleton for the game controller, because presumably we want one game at a time. So we want to just have a public static game controller singleton. So here we just say singleton equals this. So that means that we can say game controller dot single, then why doesn't that work? Game controller dot single game. Why don't you like that? Apparently, no, it's perfectly fine with that. Okay. Dot singleton dot scraps plus plus, and then delete or destroy this. So we want to destroy. So basically we commit suicide. It's gruesome, but that's how it is. So we destroy ourselves after you click on it. So this should become a prefab now. We should add a scrap, and it should give us like 3 scrap. And then we want some prefabs. We add our medium scrap to the prefab. Now let's look at the room. Let's add some more stuff to this room just to try out this stuff. So the prefabs, I want a medium scrap, and let's put the medium scrap at 0, 0, 0, so that it's actually sort of at a good spot. And of course we want to put it in a stylish location in the corner here. Okay. Right, that looks awesome. Then we want to sort of duplicate it. Control duplicate. We want to kind of rotate it again and sort of make a small stack of them. You know, because there's gonna be tons of scrap here. There we go. Okay, so we have some scrap. Not that much though. It's like a small amount. And let's apply that to the main prefab. Okay, let's try this out. Not sure if it's gonna work. And it doesn't. So, is that because this prefab doesn't have... No, it doesn't. We need a box collider. And if we edit the collider, it's really tiny. Okay. So need to just put it around the objects. Okay, so now we apply that. Not sure if the room is now going to have that sort of thing. Let's look at this. No, it does not. So that's what I guess is what nested prefabs were supposed to be. Oh, that hurts. I need to redo a bunch of stuff. Okay, yeah, okay, so I'm officially excited for nested prefabs. And indeed, it does sort of work, but not really, because I mean, it got destroyed, but because I can't. Well, I can click on it again. What? No, it doesn't look like it. But still, it's sort of still here, I guess. So for some reason that I don't really understand. I have this room. And yeah, we have a medium scrap that has, oh, this needs to destroy the game object. That's what we need to destroy. There we go. Now it works. So now you collect scrap throughout the building. Okay, we managed to walk up. Walking up is a bit tricky, and walking down, of course. Yeah, so you can collect scrap. That's cool. Collecting scrap works. Now that's really nice. Now I just need to add some more scrap and also add building abilities. So add some sort of menu system to allow for building things. Okay, right, I should probably start working on multiple rooms and stuff, you know, working on the layout. But I want to do one more thing first, and that is building spots. I want to make a spot that's specifically made for building. And it's going to be like a small sort of platform. No, it's going to be like 8 by 8, 8 by 2, 8 by 3 by 8 or something. So, you know, not that big, but kind of. This is annoying. Let's 884. Let's make this like 16, 16, 4. Okay, there we go. Let's attach a bunch of stuff. And let's make like yellow things so that you can clearly see that something is up with this panel. That you should probably click it and see what happens. Okay, we're closing in. Okay, and then we just want to create a bit of a nicer model. Just make sure that it sort of looks okay. And I also want to create some sort of, you know, a bit of damage on it so that, you know, it looks, sort of goes with the theme look of the game. You know, a bit of damage on it. Just makes the day work. And then I just want to add some minor damage to the panel as well. Just to give it the look of the game. Okay, so that's going to be the building panel. So let's export this object to a build panel, and also let's save it as a build panel. Okay, there we go. So now if we look at the models, we now have our build panel, which, I mean, it's we're going to have some buildings also, but let's just not worry about that for now. So the build panel is going to effectively have some sort of way to buy buildings. So let's in the prefabs, or in the rooms, let's duplicate the template room, because I want a building room. Continue. So this is going to be the building, the construction site, and it's going to be there. So this is going to be a construction. So the construction site. What size? What am I thinking? So let's see here. Right. So I want to make a script for the construction site, for the construction panel. And so the construction panel is going to have a couple of things. First of all, we want to have a public, let's see, a game object. Yeah, a game object array of machines. So there are gonna be a couple of machines on there that we need. And the machines, when they get initialized, they are going to increase the overall sort of scrap, no, money per second for the game controller, because that's something else I want, is a public int or float coins per second. So I really want a float coins, and then we just want to say return floor to int coins. So on the update function, we want an update. We want to say coins plus equals coins per second times time dot delta time. And so that's going to be fairly straightforward. And then, you know, we want to say something like int prev coins equals mathf.floor to int coins. So if equals coins, so if coins not equals to the prev coins, that means we've gained a coin, and so therefore we should public void update coin display, update scrap display, and they are just going to be these things. This is going to be update scrap display, and this is going to be update coin display. And here we just say coins. Update coin display. Update scrap display. So here we just update coin display is if we gained a coin. So now we can just have some coins per second to be a small amount. So we get every other second we should get a coin. Let's just try this. Okay. Okay, now the coins are working. So now they are increasing like they should be. And we should have this be a public float coins per second. Okay. So in the construction panel we want to say we don't want a start thing, we want a void Onmousedown, and what we want to do, I'm not entirely sure, but okay, so I'm not entirely sure, but I think I want to sort of enable a menu which is going to show you some buildings and, well, show you the available machines, and you're going to be able to pick between them. Not sure how to do that though, so that's going to have to be something weird. Not entirely sure how I'm going to implement that. Maybe I do something like a public image, public texture 2D called machine textures. You can see how they look. Maybe just some sort of using Unity engine.ui. So maybe we just have like panel, a UI panel. Aren't there objects, machine panels? And so maybe we want to just initialize some sort of build menu, I guess, so that you can kind of pick between buildings. Not sure. Not entirely sure. Let's see. So for now, let's just add we could add sort of like a thing here. Let's see here, where's the camera? The camera is over there, so let's move up one. No, is it? Okay, so we need to move right and up a bit. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, those are really annoying. Right, I need to expand them, and I'm going to do it now. immediately. Let's do that. So let's open the rooms for construction template. Let's expand these out quite far. So I'm going to expand out like 3-4 steps. Through 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So let's go 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4. Okay, let's export it as an object, and we're going to have the for connection template room, and then we're also going to save this. Okay. See if that works. Yes, it loaded in the new model, and it still has the weird sort of, I don't exactly know why. Let's focus on this. Because of some sort of weird this canvas. No, it's not overlaid. So why does that not do anything? Okay, I think this is kind of the easiest way to solve this issue. We just make it quite big. Okay. Yes. So let's sort of copy this and copy. Let's delete those. Let's copy them and put them into the camera. Okay. So now, hopefully, this should all work. Now, yeah, they are just a bit on the wrong place. So I need to find where they are. They're all the way up here. And yeah, so we gotta move them down to the actual places where they should be. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So now the room is relatively nice to move through again. Yeah, okay. Cool. So we can gather scraps and we have coins that are being collected through the game. And I think that this one is a bit low, so I'll have to fix that. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of have to press the ladder. It's still a bit weird. Yes, it is. Okay. So I think what I have to do is I have to move this down like so. I'll just paste the component values. Copy component and then paste component values. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now it's not in the right spot anymore. No, it should be. Right, it still has the same issue though. Right, so if the camera's over here, where is the button? It's there. So if I mean, it looks like it should be covered. So like all of the areas should be covered, but I guess not. Not entirely. That's fine. I mean, this feels kind of nice still, so sure. That's quite a nice controls. Okay, yeah. Just want to play around a little bit with this. Just the sort of, yep. Feels good. And then of course I'll have to make some more variety into, and also make some room generation. Let's see how we can do that. Okay. So, how do we decide the level of a room? I think I know sort of what I could do. So if we have this room here, and we see this thing, I think material. Yeah, it uses UV coordinates and stuff. So yeah, it's really weird. Let's just make like more rooms that are almost like this, but that are for the darker versions of the world. So let's save this as template room medium. So this is going to be a bit of a sort of, I guess, darker version of it. I don't know. And so in this version, we want to add, I'm not sure, maybe more cave-like structures. So if I attach some more sort of gray things hanging from the roof. First of all, maybe I want to paint the entire thing gray, because, well, that's brown, but that's fine. So we have brown, so we want to attach some sort of, I guess, spikes down to the here, and I want to erase some parts as well. So I want to just attach more things, more spikes down. Oh my, that was not a good idea. Okay, let's attach some. controls, the camera controls for this program are a bit weird. Not super used to them. I mean, they're all right, but not great in my opinion. Of course, we want to erase certain parts of it to make it look more smooth and nice and stuff like that. Okay, there we go. So we have some spikes. Not too many though, so I want some more. Okay. Right, so this is going to be like the cave area. Not too much different, but I think when I start designing the rooms more, when there's more sort of stuff in the room, it will become more sort of apparent that this is a harder version. So it's going to be the medium, yes. And then we also want to, well, not save it as something, just save it. And so in Unity we got our medium room. We got our normal room. We don't seem to have some colors retained. That's a shame. So yeah, I don't know why. Anyway. So we can make some color, I guess. Let's make a material called the first area material. And the first area material is just going to be like and that I am going to apply on the first template room. And in the rooms I want to have the template room, and I want to apply that model. No, the material. I need a folder for materials. First area material, and let's apply that. Yeah, so it's a bit grayish, but it's a bit green. I feel like that's relatively good. Okay. And so now I want to have the models, and I want the second room. And I want materials, and I want to create a new material. which is going to be the second area material, or well, caves material. So this is going to be sort of in the caves. So it's just going to be a gray, a shade of gray. So nothing too special. And so I want to load in the normal room. Oh yeah, the template room. And so I want to, in the template room I have these and this there, and I want to put that in here as well, in the other room. Okay. So if we look at the particle system, yes, indeed, it does work. So that's cool. So let's make this one. The reason that there are template rooms is that I might want to add more to them later. For example, in the construction site, I want to add a construction panel later. Wait, yeah, okay. So right now we're in the first area, which is green and nice, and everything is all perfect. Sweet. Okay, let's also do some build settings. Well, no, because there are some things that we need for the graphics, and that is that. Well, that doesn't seem like what I wanted. Okay. Okay, so what I'm working on is... Okay. Okej, ja, det kommer snart. Right. So I need to go, and I'll be back soon with some more productivity probably, because after streaming for about like 3 hours you get tired. So yeah, we're gonna do some stuff, and I'll be back soon.